Hey guys, I'm Chase,
I'm Brian.
and we decided to make a video that answers a question that nobody has asked.
Is the 2014 Grom still relevant today in 2021?
The Honda Grom was introduced in 2014, and it really took the motorcycling world by storm. For the longest time, motorcycle manufacturers have been making bikes bigger and bigger, size-wise, physical size-wise, and motor size-wise, making bikes faster, heavier, and more expensive. But they decided to do something different with the Grom, with a basic 125cc, 4-speed mini bike, or sometimes known as a monkey bike.
Shortly after Kawasaki saw the success in Grom, they brought in their own competitor for the Grom, the Kawasaki 125.
Yep, it was definitely a hit, but because it's the original and it's the first, the Grom is the one to have.
So for me, I'm kind of one of those guys. I always rode a bigger bike. I have a Honda VTX 1800, so going from a 700-pound bike to a very tiny Grom was different for me. But the Grom is super fun, super agile, and over the past couple of hours of riding this thing and ripping through the roads, it's been a lot of fun.
It's fun to see him get off of a big bike and get a childlike grin when he gets onto a small bike, because he just can do stuff with this thing that you can't take anywhere else. It's perfect for city riding. It's great for small streets. You wouldn't take it on the highway, not just because it'd be illegal to do so with its 125cc motor, but because it would be terrifying. You would die. You wouldn't do that. But that's not what it's made for, you know?
No, it's made for small things like back country roads, city driving, having a good time with your friends. This bike is perfect for those things.
Yeah. Not only is it good for commuting and going around town, it's great for new riders.
Yes. Anybody, if you have a little bit of experience on a motorcycle, you can jump on this thing. You feel really confident off the bat jumping on the ground.
If you have no experience on a motorcycle, this is the Grom that we're looking at today is the very first bike that my wife rode, the very first motorcycle she ever rode. And within 10 or 15 minutes, she was zipping around a big parking lot, you know, doing 20, 30 miles an hour, doing gear changes, getting really comfortable with the clutch. It's very confidence-inspiring because of its low seat height and the ability for a new rider to put both of their feet down, flat foot the bike is huge. Not everybody can jump onto a sport bike or a Harley or a big adventure bike and just go because they're 6'4", 6 foot, you know, something. New riders need something that makes them comfortable, and the Grom is that for sure. His son is about to turn 14. Or about to turn 15, excuse me. He's 14 currently.
And he can ride. He can get on his bike and zip up and down town. He's been riding dirt bikes for a while. For him, going from a dirt bike to a Grom is a very easy transition.
So this model is a 2014. It's the first year that it came out. So it's the OG Grom. This one has a few bumps and scrapes that were put there by the previous owner. But because it's a Honda, because it's light, because it's simple and reliable, that's okay. You know what the scrapes did? They made it easier and cheaper for us to buy it secondhand. It was a little bit of bargaining chip, you know. If it's been dropped before, it's not a big deal. It's going to crunch a lever or maybe scrape up a turn signal, but that's not a big deal because these things weigh somewhere around 220, 230 pounds. It's absolutely nothing. And if you drop it, guess what you can do? You can pick it up, and that's huge because as a new rider, you're going to drop the bike. It's going to happen, but if you're off by yourself and you drop your bike and you can't get it back up, that could be a long walk home.
It is. The Grom is pretty nimble. You're sitting on the bike, it's getting into the corners, getting out of the corners. It's very nimble, and you're surprised how easily you can take those bumps. The Grom has 12-inch tires. They're small tires. However, they're big, they're wide. It's enough rubber where you feel all the bumps, but you don't feel like the bike's gonna fall over. You still feel very secure on the bike, on the bumps. It's nimble enough where you can kind of navigate your way around the bumps and around those big cracks in the concrete, but you don't feel like you're gonna fall off the bike.
As far as power output, it's modest.
That modest is fair.
That sums it up. It's single-digit power, even with a little bit of upgrades like ours. We've got an exhaust and we've got a cam in it. I still don't think we're pushing more than 9 horsepower, but It's very linear power. It's very responsive, and again, at a low weight, the low power is great. I've topped this out at about 62 miles an hour. A larger rider might be, in the high 50s.
45.
So why is the OG Grom still relevant in 2021? Well, for starters, it's still here. It's a Honda. It's reliable. These things still exist, usually with low miles, and they still run great. Secondly, they're affordable at this point because they've been around for a few years. While they are still popular and cool, they're not impossible to find, and you can pick one of these up for, depending on your market and location, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. And as a new bike, as a new rider, the cost of your first bike is definitely important.
Neighbors, it's a Honda. Honda makes great machines. They're going to run all the time. You keep up with the maintenance, you change your oil, your Honda's going to run for forever.
Yep. In addition to keeping up with maintenance, these are very easy to mod. There are thousands of different aftermarket parts that fit most of the model ranges and even some of the Chinese clones. So you can do, the list is endless. Airbox, inlet, exhaust, cam, tune, bars, stunts. People do stunts on these things?
That's crazy.
Stoppies, wheelies, jumpies, tooties, fruities, booties.
All that stuff.
So here's the last reason that the OG Grom is still relevant in 2021.
It is still here. You can pick up a Grom right now and go rip up the streets in your neighborhood and have an outstanding time on this tiny bike. Alright guys, thanks for taking the time out to check out our video on why is the Grom still relevant in 2021. If you find something that you want to see is still relevant, let us know in the comments.
If you like videos like this, check out our page, Proceedings Media. We're on Instagram and YouTube. You're on the YouTube channel right now. But this was kind of a video to see what we could do. We're working on making new content like this, and if you like it, let us know. If you have questions, let us know. If there's a future subject that you think we should look at, let us know. We appreciate you. See you soon. I'm gonna remove this bowl real quick. Garage door opener light. Ow, it's hot. Woo! Woo! Shit!
You were so close, I was like,
Everything is on, is intact, nothing's blown up. We'll see if that footage worked. Oh!
oh no!
Into the tank! Right in the tank! I just tried to sit on the rail of the fucking, God bless it.
That's awesome.